What's going on, everybody? It's Matt, aka the Lumberjack Landlord, here to do another fantastic product review for you. This one isn't actual product for install. This is actually one of the tools that we use quite often to save ourselves the $175 to $200 plumber call. I know your plumber, when he sees this in your tool bag, might get a little bit flustered because he doesn't mind that call and it's a super easy fix, and he's getting that 200 for the emergency show up because we all know what happens when pipes break. So it starts flowing. One of the things that's really, really important is that this actually services you in the emergency time. Fire, flood, or blood, like my good friend Dion Talk from Dion Talk Financial Freedom talks about. Easy for me to say, but this tool is absolutely fantastic. You can buy it. Now, me in particular, I love my Milwaukee tools, but other companies make them. I think Makita makes one. I think Rigid makes one. There's a number of them, but buy a name brand. And the thing that's key is if you already have tools in that tool set with that battery type, that's what I try and stick with. Now, Milwaukee specifically for me, we've used Milwaukee for about 6 or 7 years. Absolutely love their products. They're absolutely fantastic. We've never had any tool die on us, and they get used hard and often. Now, that being said, wanted to display and show you this, guys, actually demonstrate what this tool actually looks like. So this is what the tool looks like. The challenge that you have with most of the time where you have a leak after you've shut it off is you can look up and you can kind of see where it's coming from. The crazy thing is that you can use something, at least for a temporary fix, so they still have water, so it's not an emergency call. You can get in there with a shark bite. If you want to try your luck at figuring out how to solder a piece of coupling back in, you can certainly do that. But again, let's face it, a lot of these landlords out there that don't know what they're doing, they'll actually not understand what they're supposed to do even once that's exposed. So, hey, not a problem. That's why they make products like shark bites. So I use shark bites for a number of years, and those are something that in some cases we didn't replace them. In some cases, we had the plumber go back and actually put in a new section of pipe because other things around the pipe look compromising. But this tool to get you back up and going, so your tenant still has the ability to take a shower in the morning, so they're not without water for a few days before your plumber can show up. This is going to save you a bunch of money and time, and certainly complaints from your tenants. So I'll do a quick demonstration on how this bad boy works. I actually do luckily have some copper pipe right here. Now, the only thing that's going to be a little bit different is it's going to look a little bit more awkward on camera, A, because I'm the one presenting and demoing it, but B, and most importantly, because usually this pipe is attached to the rest of the pipe, right? So you have some stability there. So at that point, you can literally just hold this in place, but you're not really holding anything. You're more just kind of steadying it. In this particular case, that's going to be a little bit more difficult for me because I'm the one steadying it. I'm the one putting it in place. So you go from entering it into the machine. See, that's in the machine right there. You also have a sight. What's the sight area right there where you can look down and see exactly where you're cutting the pipe, making sure that you're far enough past the crack or the broken part. And then I just switch this thing over to there. And then it's as simple as this. Was that simple, right? But this is how easy it is. See that? Grabs into the arms. I'm already through the pipe. It's literally that simple, guys. Do you realize how long that would have taken me to make all those revolutions with those tiny, revolutions with those tiny little things that have that little pinwheel in it that you tighten and then turn and turn and turn and then tighten and then turn and turn and turn? Those things are an absolute nightmare. And the worst part is after you're finished that first one, guess what? You got to go to the other side of the pipe and cut out the section that's bad, that's leaking. This even works on corners. Sometimes you have a corner that goes bad. Not a problem. SharkBite makes the 90s. They make the 45s. You cut above where the break is, or let's say a solder went loose, or you cut below where the break is. This is a repair that I've done myself. Now, you have to make the decision. Do you want that liability? Do you want that liability on the plumber? Do you want all that money that you're going to spend on that? Or maybe now that you have the pipe exposed, maybe now the plumber just says, yeah, you know what? I'll just convert that line to PEX. Awesome. Convert that line to PEX. Then that's super easy. Then you don't have to worry about that again. But again, we're talking about emergency in the moment. I've got water flowing. After you shut it off, you can't then keep it shut off. You got to make sure that they have water to the shower, water to their kitchen sink, excuse me, or crazy enough, maybe it's water to the toilet. It could be any number of things. This is one of those things that gets me out of a jam. It's got me out of a jam a number of times. And again, then you can just use a plumber's sanding cloth to kind of clean up the pipe on each end, put the shark bite in there. I don't actually have a copy of what a shark bite looks like, but it essentially is something like this without the lever. You can just literally slide it on the pipe. This one's actually much bigger. This is a 1 inch. This is half. So again, can't tell you enough about this absolutely fantastic tool, but as a landlord, as a self-managing, self-respecting landlord, I absolutely would not be running my business without having one of these. I couldn't imagine what happens when the plumber doesn't pick up. What happens when they just didn't get your call? That's happened to me a few times. And at the end of the day, that tenant just wants the water back on, and you don't want to make a tenant wait for water. That can be a real problem. So anyway, I highly suggest, highly recommend this fantastic product. I'll put links in the description that actually cover this one. They'll cover the other ones, I believe, that Makita makes, that Rigid makes. I know there's a couple of others out there. Don't cheap out. But again, remember, it's really about the battery management. If you already have a set of tools, try and buy the one that you already have the other sets of tools where you have this matching battery. We do the M12 series and the M18 series from Milwaukee. Now, there's other products that cover other stuff. You guys are certainly in position to use whatever you guys would like, but generally speaking, you must have some sort of an emergency pipe cutter to get you through those sticky or wet situations. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time watching me review this product. Again, this is something that's worth its absolute weight in gold. It's completely killer. I don't know what I would do without it. In fact, I do know what I did without it, and it sucked. It was horrible. Using those little things high up in the air, you're having to stand on a stool, you're having to stand on a ladder. You're doing that always at a time where water's getting used really early in the morning, late at night. You're up there and you're twisting, and you hope that that thing's eventually going to fall off before your arm does. This does all that work for you in seconds. And that means I've literally timed myself with this. I've gone from walking in the door to walking out of the door in less than 10 minutes with this tool. I don't know that me, who values my time a lot, I don't know that I could ask anything more of a tool. So as I always say, like, subscribe, make sure that you send this on to your friends that are also landlords, because they will thank you. So again, appreciate your guys' time. This again is the Milwaukee M12. Like I said, if you're a landlord, this is only $100. What does one call to the plumber cost? One call to the plumber. This and a shark bite. I actually have a little box of shark bites that I usually have in my bag, and it covers the 90s, the 45s, and just the straight couplings. And it covers them for 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch pipe. This will fit all that. This will cut all of that. And that means that I'm going to be in and out of the place in 10 minutes and have solved the problem, and then let the plumber come once it's no longer an emergency, and it's not going to cost me a $200 at night service charge or an early morning service charge. Thanks again for watching. We'll look forward to doing that next landlord video for you guys, talking about the next product that we have coming up. I actually don't have it here in my office yet, but it should be here tomorrow, and we'll make sure to take you guys through that. Thanks so much. Look at the links and let me know if you guys have any questions. Take care.